Congress is focused on relief aid for Harvey, avoiding a government shutdown and lifting the debt ceiling. The House is now working on putting driverless cars on a street near you. Here's Fox Senior Capitol Hill producer Chad Pergram.
A landmark vote on self-driving vehicles is set for Wednesday. The House is expected to accelerate testing of so-called unmanned ground vehicles on public roadways and highways right next to everyday traffic. The plan permits domestic car manufacturers ranging from the big three to Tesla to Google's Waymo and Uber to put as many as 150,000 driverless test cars on the road as early as next year if the measure is signed into law. That could explode to 500,000 in 3 years. The project could also create new federal safety and performance requirements, and the bill bars states from banning self-driving cars. A House panel unanimously approved the measure earlier this summer, a rare example of bipartisanship in Washington. The full House expects to pass the bill. Many lawmakers support the plan because they believe autonomous technology is the future. They want the U.S. to manufacture self-driving cars and not someone else.
This work is already happening. It's happening in China and India and Western Europe. The United States has always been at the forefront of transportation and mobility, and this bill matters because we need to make sure we keep that position.
Supporters argue self-driving technology is a way to slash the nation's 40,000 annual highway deaths. Most are caused by driving under the influence or distracted driving from texting. But despite the overwhelming support for the legislation, there are worries about how this could adversely affect traditional union jobs in the transportation industry. There are privacy concerns, who controls the data of where the cars take you, and hackers spoofing GPS, tricking cars into thinking they know where they're driving.
When we've tried to rush things, mistakes happen. Slow down the industry a little bit and get the verification that the software indeed will work.
Congress is really just doing a test on this right now. It's going to take a while. But one thing is for sure, Brett, it's going to be a long time until we're able to purchase one of these. There's going to be hundreds of thousands of these out on the roadway, but we can't buy one.
We'll see how fast that goes. I want to turn now to the funding and the debt ceiling. Tomorrow, the House will take it up in the morning. How is that going to work? And over to the Senate.
Right. Well, the House of Representatives is going to do this bill as a suspension. There is such overwhelming support. You need 2/3 of a vote of the Congress to vote on this. So this is going to be an issue in the House of Representatives. But what I'm hearing from many members of Congress here, especially conservatives, if they tack on an increase in the debt ceiling, there's not going to be any offsets, there's not going to be any plan to reduce spending. That's going to be a problem when they come back. They're saying, why don't you just go ahead and say you're going to attach the debt ceiling first and not have this charade of a vote before you kick it over to the Senate and the Senate moves it back with that tacked on.
We know you have us covered. Chad,
we'll do our best.